So yesterday, on Doggy's 337th stream of Grief, he verified the level after almost 2 years. So I think now's a good time to make this video so I could play it myself and get my opinions on the gameplay as well. I was watching his stream about a week ago, and he was playing from 65%, and I noticed that the gameplay in Grief's part is really weird, especially for the most anticipated top one ever, even though it's just complete wave spam slop one, no passion, no soul behind the gameplay. And we all need another red top one, I guess. Like, what even is this wave spam part? Or this ship gap? Maybe there's something else like that in Tartarus? But even that has an excuse since it's based off of Silent Akbar. But Grief is a sequel to Slaughterhouse, which came out in 2024, so it is way too new to be able to use the old level excuse. Anyway, it got me thinking of the other gameplay, and I realized how weird it is. So I've decided I'm going to make a video going through the level. Okay, let's begin with the first and my personal least favorite part of the level. Yikes. Starting off strong with some mini-wave spam slop. It looks like it would be gameplay of an old Impossible level. Oh look, we got a game mode that's not wave. But of course it lasts for 1 whole second and then goes back into wave. We've got some wave spam, mini-wave spam, you get the gist. Oh, and would you looky here, it says Slaughterhouse. Hey dumbass, that level already came out and is currently at number 60 on the demon list. Not even close to top 1. I feel like this should have been fixed a while ago, but I guess there's no turning back now. And oh my god, a third game mode has entered the ring. This is generational. Oh wait, it's just 2 blind jumps and we're already back into the mini wave. That's okay, that's okay. There's still more level to come. I'm sure that the cube gameplay will just get better and better. That's actually the end of the first part and we enter the second part. Alright, so that first part had 3 whole game modes. Maybe this one could have 4. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Oh, never mind. Wait, there's actually a cube portal. Let's see what Riot has cooking up this time. Jesus Harold Christ, who let this slide? I could probably get my 6-year-old brother to place down a couple orbs and spikes and it would be more playable than whatever this is. The first part felt like Riot had some creativity for the pre-drop and then he just wanted to build the drop gameplay, so he built whatever this wave slop is just so he could get to the drop quicker. Definitely my least favorite part. It is so unoriginal. Next part starts with an invisible straight fly, where it actually says the correct name of the level, but in the layout, it tells me to die, and I'm not really a big fan of dying, so we're kind of off to a rocky start here. Then the drop starts. It's pretty free, but they randomly added some gravity portals for artificial difficulty. Then we have some more straight fly. Real groundbreaking discoveries here, guys. And we actually have a 4th game mode, the UFO, but of course is 2 seconds long, and it just blatantly copy-pasted from the part in Slaughterhouse. This gameplay does have some redeeming qualities, but the fact that it just told me to die, and it has random gravity portals all over the part does not give me a very good impression. I'd say this is my least favorite part in the level. Let's see what the next part has in store. Okay, we're not off to a good start here. I'm just gonna skip to the end of the mini-wave spam, and wow. That brings us to the end of the part basically. There is 9 whole seconds of 3 times speed mini-wave spam. Then it decides to end with the silent circles gap. This is my current best on the level. This mini-wave gap is such a hard choke point. Definitely my least favorite part. So unoriginal. The next part starts off with some invisible gameplay portals. I guess making sight-readable gameplay is a thing of the past. Then there's this really scary monster that appears right as you need to click. It's hard to click at the right time when I jump out of my seat every time I get to this part. And then there's more wave slop spam. Then we reach 49%, the most infamous choke point in Grief. Well, at least for Doggy. He put this at number 1 on the top 5 hardest clicks in Grief. But I'm not gonna lie, I think he's just buns. He keeps getting so close to the spike for literally no reason other than for the clip farm. He could have easily beat this level way earlier if he stopped dragging it for the money. After that, there's some straight fly, some angled straight fly, UFO slop, wave slop, ship slop, more wave slop. Burnt peanut viewers are gonna love how much slop there is in this level. Then we have the part where you somehow have to click at different times for each duel icon, which is not possible because that's not how the duel works. The whole point of the game is that there's only one input. I was really hoping this part would get fixed before Doggy verified it. Then after that, there's another scary monster, as if your BPM isn't already high enough from passing the physically impossible duel. I know Doggy doesn't like this part because of 49%, and even though I don't think 49 is that bad, Doggy is actually right about everything, so I think it's fair to say that this is my least favorite part in the level. Next up is Burkadaz. The first thing it throws at you is this moving clip-step monster straight fly. I don't know how you're expected to sight read this. The moving object should have an indicator so you don't just die. Then a couple clicks later you reach my current personal best, 59%, which is another click that me and Doggy struggle on a lot. It's also in his top 5 hardest click list. It may be hard to see, but there's text here that says death. and I have never died, so it's kind of hard to relate to this part in the level. I feel like it alienates people who are alive and makes them feel unwanted because it was clearly not made with us in mind. Then there's the ship part with invisible sized portals. This is very bad for sight readability, and it also messes with the ship physics. Then there's this despicable wave gap. This is my current best, and you can see why. I measured how wide the gap is, and I believe it's about 1.7 angular minutes. Then there's another one of these physically impossible duels. I don't know how doggy beat this part. My theory is that you cut your wooden key in half, click on one side to click for the bottom icon, and click on the other for the top icon. That's the only reasonable explanation. That does mean I can't pass this part as I do not have a wooden keyboard. Probably my least favorite part because it's literally pay to win. And that means we're arguably on the most iconic part of Grief. Griefer. It's funny how similar their names are. Maybe it's a sign from Michael S. Grief himself. Let me tell you, this part does disappoint. It's probably my least favorite part because the difficulty spike is like if you went from playing base after base to Grief. It's just so much harder for no reason, and who would have guessed? The only hard part of Griefer is the wave. Wave slop galore over here. You start off with wave spam. I never saw that one coming. Then you have to do more wave spam through a sad clubstep monster, and it makes you sad and think that maybe beating the level isn't even worth it. It is purposely designed this way to take your focus off of the game so it can kill you at 68. The second hardest click according to Doggy. After the rest of the wave slop, you have to micro click this orb into a tiny ship gap, and then hit this green orb into an invisible block that you're just supposed to know is there somehow, despite there not being an indicator. I really think this level could benefit from a practice recommended warning at the beginning, because this is not sight readable in the slightest. You get some orb slop at this part, and then more wave slop. We just can't get enough of it, I guess. Then there's these deceptively easy cube jumps. Most people don't know this, but each of these are actually 314 FPS frame perfects, because every spike has fixed hitboxes. This is probably my least favorite part of the level because of how it emotionally manipulates Doggy when he just wants to have some tacos. Which leads us into tacos, and off the bat there's something very wrong with this part. It's completely grayscale. Seems to me like this tacos guy just wanted to be different and decided to completely abandon the theme of the level to seem different. I know I was saying we don't need another red top one earlier, but if the entire rest of the level is going to be red, you might as well just stick to the theme. Also, this is where the tacos wave is, one of the worst choke points in the level, which holds Doggy's old personal best and my current personal best, 80%. Another click on Doggy's top 5 hardest click list. This part also has a lot of effects to obscure your vision, which basically makes this part a memory part, not very sight readable. That's why it's my least favorite part. Now we move on to the final part. My first problem is how it's completely black for half of it, which also makes this very memory based and not sight readable. And then we have these scary eyes. Riot might actually be Lucifer because adding jump scares like this at the end of a top one could actually put someone in a cardiac arrest. Then the last structure of the level is another scary monster, where you have to go in between the teeth. There's a 50% chance that it'll chomp down on you like in Chomp Step, but only from 0. This part was crafted to be the worst designed part in any rated level. That's why it's my least favorite part of the level. Now that we finally got through that wave slop pile of garbage, I want to shout out the underrated player, Nubus, who is verifying an actual good level, the helicopter by Mindcap. Go send him some support.